Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining us for Ladies Who Lunched. For anyone who hasn't met you, you are an entrepreneur, a principal of a high school and middle school, an educator, a CEO, an author, and a mom of 4 kids. So you have a lot going on.
Yes, just a little.
Yeah. So an educator by trade, but you've turned that into multiple businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And the one I'm going to keep bringing up a bunch of times today is Top Score Writing, which is a writing specific curriculum for grades 2 to 12. I want to know your why. I want to understand. So I'm specifically focusing on Top Score Writing. Why did you create this program, this writing program, and why do you show up for your clients each day?
So for me, it started, I was a teacher, and right away I saw a need. So as an educator, I didn't have anything. There was nothing to teach writing from. And, I was a new teacher, fresh out of college. And here you are, you're thrown into a classroom, you're expected to get great scores and get your kids where they need to be. And for most subjects, you get resources, but for writing, there was nothing. And there still is not a lot out there. And so I created Top Score really for the teachers, but also for the students. And, the other side of things, the students were all like, oh, writing's so hard. I can't write. It's the worst subject. So I thought, I'm going to create something that makes life easy for the teachers, where they can really just flip page by page, day by day, no planning required, no studying required, no having to go find other resources. I wanted to put everything in one kit for teachers, but I also wanted to make something that for students made writing simple so that they could learn this skill, to be able to journal and write in high school and prepare for jobs in college. And so that's really the why behind Top Score Writing, for educators and students, just to make writing simple.
I feel like it's so interesting because your clients are really the teachers as much as the students, and the students as much as the teachers. Cool.
Exactly. And I think that's the unique thing about the program is I'm not just selling to one. I really want to impact everyone involved.
You own multiple businesses, and you are running a home, and you are managing having your kids home during this crazy time. A lot. And for all of us fellow mompreneurs out there who are doing so many things, I'm looking for 3 tips or tools that can help us get work done, which seems to be the problem that I hear over and over, is it's so hard to get things done while your kids are at home and you're trying to school them.
Yeah. And this is, like you said, we're all in this. We're all in the same situation. So it's unique because, usually some people have this and that we're all in this. So I think, for me, the absolute number one tip I tell everybody is we've got to create some sort of schedule and routine for our kids. And I keep reminding people, they had this in school. Every day they looked up at the wall and saw the schedule posted. I've asked my kids, like jokingly, because I know it's true, like, what time was reading every day in your class? And they're like 10:27 to 11:01, like weird times. They know the exact, because they were trained on it. They knew it to expect. And there's something calming about that. There's something going in, knowing what's going to happen. They'll never admit it to you, but they need it. So that, I jumped right into that the first week, and we are in week 4 now. We've perfected it. It took time, but I'm telling you, that's what happens in school. The first week we introduce a schedule, it takes 2-3 weeks, and then slowly start to say, everyone just dive into that. So getting that schedule and routine, and I've said this before to a lot of other moms, you got to think about the whole day, right? You don't want to just schedule in school time, because let's say school time ends at 1, they don't go to bed till 9. That's 8 hours. Mm-hmm. You don't want to leave a 3-year-old or a 15-year-old with 8 or 9 free hours. So you've got to come up with a schedule for the whole day. So that's by far the first tip. And the second tip is being flexible. Mm-hmm. Being flexible in 2 ways. Days are going to be off. You got to accept it. There's going to be days where you've scheduled, we had outside playtime from 1 to 2 every day. Well, the other day we got caught up in the pool and they wanted to go fishing, and we ended up going into chore time, and everything got thrown off, and it's not a big deal. It was an off day. So we were flexible, but also flexible in kids are different. So if you have multiple kids of your own, I have different schedules for my 8-year-old who wakes up with the crack of dawn every morning, and my 14-year-old who sleeps till 10 every day. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that because we have all day. So as long as he gets his work done, he's a straight A student, that's fine with me. So I'm flexible with my kids and knowing that they're different. And you've got to be flexible with like your best friends who's like, oh, well, my kid does this and does that and we're done. And like, what works best for you. You make your schedule and be flexible for what works best for you and your kid. Because I look at this as an opportunity. In school, your kid's got a one-way show, right? You're in the box. It is what it is. You sit at your desk, you learn this way. We've got the opportunity to try different things with our students, do new learning environments, new ways of learning, and who knows, they could do a lot better. So you may see some good come out of the different learning system as well. And then my third tip is changing the environment. So what I mean by that is not making your kid work in one place all day, letting them lay on the couch to do reading. My kid this morning was sprawled out on the couch, he had a clipboard and was writing as he had his book in his hand and was just sitting there. There's something about being sprawled on the couch while working that makes it seem so much cooler. So being able to provide different environments as they're doing school or in the afternoons, it just makes a big difference.
I'd love to hear what your day actually looks like. And I know there's like your kids' schedules, which are all different, and then there's yours. So in interest of time, I want to focus on your schedule and what that looks like.
So for me, you know, I feel like my schedule has been impacted because I've created these schedules and routines for my kids, right? So I don't have this, I went into it thinking I'm going to need the mornings for them, and then I'm going to shift my entire work, which I do some days. But for the most part, I am just working from 9 to 5, let's say. Of course, we all go back on and do more later, but from that 9 to 5. And because I've established these great routines and schedules with them, it's really just a matter of me, you know, every once in a while hopping up to go answer a question or helping with a lesson. But I don't have to sit and dedicate a certain amount of time because we've worked on the routines for you know, so many weeks. So they know what they're supposed to do. They have their schedule posted up. And yes, I'm not going to say I sit here and I just get to work. I get, Mom, can you help me with this? The link's not working, but I just jump up, help them, and then get them right back into what they're supposed to do. But I will say this, I do schedule a break about when they end school, and depending on the kid, it's about 12 to 1 each day. So during that time, I take at least an hour and I go through, make sure they did everything. I make sure they've submitted the assignments, if they need help with something, and I take that time to make lunch. And then we kind of, that's our midday, and then they go into afternoon activities, and then I go back into my office to work. So for me, I try to have that set work time, but again, it just allows so much more flexibility for me because they know what they're supposed to do.
I find that a lot of successful people that I talk to have really regimented morning routines. So are you one of those people? And if you are, what is your morning routine? And did you have to kind of tweak it for everything that's going on?
Yeah, so for me, you know, prior to Corona, I have 4 kids, 4 different grades, 4 different schools, 4 different drop-off times. So my mornings are usually like jump up and boom, you wake up at this time, breakfast, this, it's just chaos. It's so weird now not doing that, by the way. But, you know, for me, I don't have this regimented, super strict morning routine, but I will give the best thing I learned a long time ago, tip to every mom. I always say, you have got to wake up a little bit early before you start days your kids and give time to yourself, whether it be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, because there's nothing worse than waking up, even now in Corona time, and you've got to help your kids get into work, and then you realize, I gotta go upstairs and brush my teeth and brush my hair and get changed, and they're screaming about lessons, your computer's going off with emails, you've gotta wake up that extra 30 minutes or so, get yourself ready, and then start your day, especially if you're a mom. Like, there's just no other way. And for me, I found in this time, since we're at home all the time, we don't really have anywhere to go, sometimes, this has happened I'll wake up and I'll come right downstairs and I'll just brush my teeth and wash my face and come downstairs. And about an hour in, I'm like in this funk. And I'm like, I just don't feel productive and something's weird. And it'll hit me. I didn't get ready. And I will literally go upstairs, throw on some blush and lip gloss, brush my hair, throw on a top with yoga pants, and I come down and suddenly I'm just in a different world. I'm more productive. I'm out of the funks.
One of the business that we talked about, Top Score Writing, which is the curriculum for schools grades 2 to 12.
Mhm.
I know right now that you're offering free writing classes to all of the students. So can you speak to why you did that from both a mom perspective and from a business owner perspective?
Yeah, so when this first all started happening in the beginning of March, they started to talk about schools possibly closing. And right away, on every social media mom group I was a part of, everyone started to freak out.
Mm.
And I saw, how am I going to do this? I don't know what to do. Does anyone have any suggestions of resources? And I started to see that. And then a few days later, when they got even more, we're probably going to close next week, I saw every teacher going, how am I going to provide lessons to my students? You can teach through Zoom, or whatever platform, but you can't do that all day for every subject. And now you've got to create 5-6 hours of lessons a day. And then it happened. They said, we're not coming back next Monday. And we're at that time, we were out for 2 weeks. And then I really started to see the chaos. And I thought, okay, as a mom and an educator, I can easily take away the anxiety of creating writing lessons from a teacher, and also from a mom that wants to provide writing instruction at home. I can take that off their plate. So I thought, I'm going to create online writing lessons. And now listen, I have an online platform already, but this is different. This was my online platform. People buy it all throughout the year. You get a license, you click through the lessons. I wanted this to be where you could put the child on the computer, they could push play on the video, and I would be the teacher, and it was done. Whether you're the teacher, you could assign it to your students, you're the mom, they are fine on their own, you don't need to be there, there's no clicking, it's me talking. It's literally me and other members from my team talking. And we teach throughout the whole lesson, and then at the end we say, get a piece of paper and pencil, and now you try, and we give them a little assignment. So it's nothing where they're gonna be like, I can't find where to submit it, or I can't type. No, it's just listening and then doing your activity. If your teacher wants it, snap a picture. If not, give it to your mom, whatever. So I did that because I thought I can do something. Like, here I am, writing's my specialty. I'm a mom. I thought I've got to do something. I saw way too much happening, and I knew that I could make an easy way. So I started out thinking, oh, it's been 2 weeks. Now we're in 4 weeks, and it's going to 8 weeks. So we're up to 36 lessons, and it's all free. I mean, there is a one sign up, and that's just to get your email, because I have numerous other resources I send out and additional videos, but that's it. There's nothing. And we have over 7,000 people signed up, and there are teachers and moms using it. And I'm just so happy that there's a resource that kind of takes away any additional work and anxiety on teachers and parents.
So what's the feedback you're getting on it though?
It's amazing. I mean, I am so used to kind of my same, like, Florida's a big state for me, and I have a couple other states, and I'm just getting people commenting, like on social media. We posted lots of videos just explaining where to go and how to get it. And there's hundreds and hundreds of comments of, this is awesome. Thank you so much. This is the best thing I've ever seen. Parents and teachers. And I'm getting lots of emails from teachers. Thank you so much for doing this in this time. And part of me is like, oh, it's no big deal. Like, that's my thing. Like, for me to jump on a teacher writing lesson, I've been doing this for 15 years, but I'm just happy that I could, I guess for me, it's taking the anxiety off of, but also this is an opportunity for students that may have not gotten writing instruction, because a lot of schools don't have writing curriculum. In these 8 weeks could literally become writers. Like, it doesn't take a whole year. And in just doing 8 weeks of the basic program, which are the first 15 lessons, they can walk away with the skill of writing.
If people want to grab this, is it on Top Score Writing website?
Yep. You can just go to topscoring.com, and then the official website is just /online-learning. Okay. But like I said, yeah, it's totally just to make life easier on everyone. And even for moms, I have a few parents that have reached out, and they're like, my kid's done it 11 every day. And I'm like, well, do they have a writing lesson? And they're like, no. And I'm like, put them on here.
My last question, but I think this one's a really important one, and I'm sure you will too. So in this moment of being home like a ton more and engaging in education in a totally different way, this has been a very steep learning curve for me, and I know a lot of other moms out there. So as an educator, entrepreneur, mom, you're in a very interesting position. Yeah. And I would love your major takeaway from this experience so far, and any like thoughts that you would throw out to women who are feeling like pulled in all these directions right now?
Yeah, I think, my overall takeaway from all of this is just how capable we are, like to adjust and make things work really quickly. And like you said, I get to come at this from different perspectives. So as an educator, I watched my school, my teachers, literally we became an online school in 3 days. And my teachers just jumped on it. And thankfully, I taught online for a few years. So I was able to use those skills and tactics I learned to share with my teachers. And I mean, they are just killing it. I mean, we're doing awesome. And so teachers around the whole nation suddenly within, I mean, they did not even have a week. Most teachers had 4 or 5 days, and now they're doing full online school. We've learned tons of platforms and recording and different ways to post class assignments for the classes and things like that. And then as an entrepreneur, look what we've all done. If we weren't online, we've made something online. We've found different needs that people need. We've been able to work from home for the most part. And then as a mom, look what we did. I mean, we just took on our jobs and our kids, and we're doing it. So it's just, if you would have asked anyone a month or 2 months ago, a year ago, do you think we could ever just shut down school? Take over school? No way. No way. No way could ever work. And here we are doing it. Do you think everyone could work from home? No way. So it's amazing, thankfully for technology and all the different things. And I think we're all learning about all the different ways you can communicate and do things through technology as well. I think it's going to open a whole nother world of businesses and education opportunities. And I know for me, for my school, we're going to have an entire online option next year for those students that may have anxiety issues or bullying or whatever it is. They'll have an online option now from this. It stemmed from this. So it's a whole new world of opportunities. And, for moms, I try to say in this be careful with what lines I cross, because I'm a mom, I get it, and I'm an educator, I get it. And I'm just going to say to everyone, you got to do the best you can, and don't, this is not normal. So please don't, this is not supposed to be easy. This is not supposed to be where we're just getting all the assignments done and we're working and doing great. No, it's never going to be like that, because this is not normal. So you know what? If you have a day where the links aren't working or your internet's being slow, close the computer, call it a day, and move on. Because when you take your frustrations out on your kid, their minds are already going, what is going on? Is my mom, dad going to die? Is someone get the virus? Is my teacher still there? There's just too much going on. You don't want to let your frustrations be seen by your kids, because then they're going to be stressed and have anxiety. And I don't want that to come out of this, because that can come out of this with kids. So we need to do the best. And if I can give one suggestion to moms, communicate with your teachers, your students' teachers, because I'll give you a perfect example. Last week, there were a few days I was working a lot, and my husband was working a lot, and I had my 3rd grader, who I usually check on frequently, doing a lot on his own. Well, I got like 8 missing assignment notifications with zeros. First, I was like, oh my God, what did you do? And I saw his face, and he said, it's just I want to go back to school. And I remember thinking, why did I just put that pressure on him? Like, that's not his fault. I wasn't there. This isn't normal. I reached out to his teacher. I said, I was working a lot. I kind of left him alone for a little bit. I didn't check every hour, and she said, no problem, just submit it this week. These teachers aren't going to be, you didn't turn in. No, they're going to be flexible. So just communicate.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you spending the time to do this too, but your tips and your tools, I know it's probably lost on you a little bit because you are an educator and you are a mom, you've been doing this, but as someone who is a novice to the whole education world, I need all the tips I can get. So thank you.
Good. No, I'm glad I could share. And like you said, a lot of this is done just naturally for me. So a lot of times I'll share it and people are like, oh, and I'm like, oh, and I forget. So, I love any opportunity like this to be able to share with other moms, because like you said, we're all in this together. We're all in pretty much the same situation. So anyway, I can help. I love doing that.
Thank you. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Mwah.
All right. Bye. Thank you.